Welcome to my channel. I'm Rosie Morrell, and in this video I would like to talk about sex addiction. I am a fully qualified therapist, and over the last 2 years I have been working with over 450 male clients regarding sexual issues. I'm collecting data, and so I have a lot of experience with a lot of different sexual issues, and all issues actually. Now, with sex addiction and any addiction, I'm going to explain how it is formed, and then I'm going to give you some examples of some clients that I've worked with and give you some food for thought at the end of it. This is relating to all my experience and all the research that I have done around all of these issues. So with sex addiction, it will go back to your childhood, and any addiction will go back to your childhood. Now, your well-being in adulthood and your grounding is all formed from a young age from having a loving, nurturing relationship with your parents and family in all aspects, physical and emotional. It's very important. If there is a lack of these things, we will feel a lack for the rest of our lives in common ways such as depression, anxiety, low self-esteem and loneliness along with others. Just to let you know really quickly, I'm just got some bullet points that I'm reading off to help prompt me. Our natural reaction is to try and feel this lack within us. When we have a lack, we have to fill it with something, because we want to escape these difficult feelings that this lack will trigger in us. And we often go to pleasurous things, whatever that may be: sex, drugs, alcohol, chocolate, caffeine, work, sport, anything. If we get pleasure from that, we will turn to it to fill that hole of that feeling. Now, this pleasure only gives us a temporary and limited relief from that pain we're feeling and the lack we're feeling. Therefore, we have to repeat the pleasure in order to escape that feeling coming back from the lack. This is because the pleasure obviously doesn't address the root cause of the issue in any way. So repeating this escape cycle again and again leads to the root of addiction. So, for example, one of my clients that I've worked with had an addiction to porn and webcam girls. Now, he remembers during his childhood, it wasn't really traumatic, but he just felt quite lonely and emotionally disconnected from his family. Now, he remembers when he was around 12 or 13, he went to his grandmother's and he picked up her catalogue advertising clothes, and in that he found the lingerie section of the catalogue. He felt immediately aroused seeing all these women in their lingerie. So he took himself off to the bathroom and masturbated over it. And he distinctly remembers, feeling this sort of connection and this pleasure and getting something from it that his family was unable to give him. So then it became a routine. Every time he went to his grandmother's, he'd find her catalogues and go to the toilet and masturbate regularly. The addiction was formed. Now he's in a relationship and he still has the addiction, but it's gone on to webcam girls and porn. Now then, often with alongside sex and porn addiction and any issues, there can be other things other issues intertwined with it. Now, the guy I just spoke about, he has premature ejaculation issues within his relationship. So with his current partner, he can premature ejaculate, but when he's masturbating to porn and webcam girls, he doesn't have that issue. Now, premature ejaculation is a topic I would like to discuss in another video, so don't want to get off track here, but I will just say this: the premature ejaculation is linked to safety. Now, at a subconscious level, his partner is representing his family, so he feels unsafe around that area. The webcam girls and the porn at a subconscious level is reminding him of the times when he went around his grandmother's and found her catalogues and used to masturbate and had this release and feeling of connection, and that's why he's able to not premature ejaculate with webcam girls and porn. Now, also there are other issues that link with sex addiction. Because it is a difficult addiction to talk about, there's a lot of guilt and shame and secrecy around it, making it even this can lead to the addiction being even, can feel even worse maybe than if you have another addiction that you can talk about openly, say for example a workaholic, or any socially acceptable addiction. Now, I'll give you an example how the shame and secrecy can be coded at a young age and can feed. It's like fueling the fire with addiction. Along with there can be a lot of things that can fuel the fire with addiction as well. So one of my clients, he's got webcam and porn addiction. He's in this is another client. He's in a relationship and he feels really bad about doing about masturbating, and because he's addicted to webcam girls, he feels bad about spending money behind his partner's back. She has no idea what he does with his money, and like masturbating over these porn and webcam girls. So he feels very guilty about it, and it went back to he remembers when he first discovered porn on the internet, and he was around 13 or something, and he managed to print off this picture of this woman who in this porn on the internet, and his father found this image he printed off and made a scene, embarrassed him in front of his whole family, and he felt deeply ashamed and deeply guilty. But alongside that, he also felt he got off on the excitement of doing something naughty. So then it developed that he would try and do, because he got off on obviously masturbating from the images, but then it added to that this secrecy around it, like he's doing something naughty. If he gets caught, it's he's going to be ashamed of himself, so then he's going to keep it a secret from everybody. And of course his partner is again subconsciously representing his family, so he's keeping it a secret from her. Now, these are just a couple of examples, and I obviously have got a lot of experience. I work with men regularly, mainly men. I have worked with women before with different sexual issues. For example, women who've been raped and sexually abused, etc. So I have got a lot of experience. Now, with particular sex addiction, there's a way I can work with people that actually uses the addiction to cure the addiction and can really break it down. Now, if you're interested in how I work and maybe some tips that I can give you if you are struggling with this, my website and email is in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, any questions about anything, just please pop it in the comment section regarding this video. And if any of this has given you some insight, if you have a sex addiction, or you're concerned about someone who may have a sex or porn addiction, then I'd be glad to hear as well. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Lots of love.